How to replace a one-piece crank on an elliptical 905. First thing you're going to want to do is remove these nylon lock nuts on each side. Then remove this Allen bolt. Going to be using a 19 millimeter. And an 8 millimeter. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. And we're going to get a Phillips screwdriver and remove the screws for the rear shroud. There's two down at the bottom on the right side. Total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the left side. You want to remove the covers. We're going to be removing this pulley. We're going to loosen 10 millimeter adjusting screws, just so we can take the belt off. Loosen up the nuts on the side. I'm gonna take this cap off, work the belt off by hand. Put the belt aside, get an adjustable wrench to remove these two locking nuts. Now for this one, you're going to need a flathead screwdriver and a rubber mallet. There's two grooves here that you're going to loosen. Going to allow you to remove the crank, the one-piece crank. You have open face bearings here. To reinstall it, you're going to do the same procedure. You want to stick the arm in first at an angle, rotate it. Once the bearings are kind of like tight, you want to just use the screwdriver the same way. You want to tap it to lock it in place. You want to make sure the crank has no play side to side. You want to put this locking nut washer. It's got a little safety tab on there. It goes on the groove and the crank. your locking nuts. You want to tighten up this first locking nut. Once that one's locked in place, you want to put your secondary locking nut. So as you can see, the crank is solid, it's tight. You want to come back to the opposite side, install the belt. You want to align the belt up at the front pulley, then start aligning it on the bigger pulley. Once you do that, you just want to move the crank until it pops into place. Any adjustments you want to do them right now before you start applying tension to it. So you want to get an overhead view and make sure that the belt's aligned. Once the belt's aligned, you want to put tension on the adjusting screws. Once you have tension on that belt, you want to tighten up the crank nuts. So you put your crescent wrench on one side and on the opposite side. Tighten it up. Make sure it spins freely with some resistance. You want to put your covers on. Put your screws on. I like to align the top one first, just so it creates the shell and it closes evenly. Once you do that, you want to put your the bottom ones, the sides. Grab your pedal arm, put your bolt through. This side is a reverse thread, so you want to tie it into the left or counterclockwise.